we are getting ready to get into circuits for real. But first, let's start looking at some circuit elements. When we are drawing circuits, when we're doing any kind of a physics problem, most of the time we're going to start with some kind of a drawing. Now, if I have to have a basic circuit even, where I've got a battery and I've got a resistor and I've got a wire connecting those, I might draw that and it could look something like this. So this is a basic circuit. I have a battery, I have a resistor, I have some wire, more wire, and some alligator clips. Actually, funny thing, depending on which country you are in, these are called alligator clips or crocodile clips. Alright, this is fine, but what if I don't want to draw that every time? It would be really nice to be able to have some kind of a system, some kind of a standardized system of symbols. And we get that. And this is where we start drawing schematics. Schematics are a way of drawing different circuit elements with individual symbols, and that's going to make our whole process much easier. If I want to draw a battery, I will draw it like this. This is the equivalent of a battery that's facing this way. So there is a directionality to it. It's the equivalent of a battery that's facing this way. So this is the positive end, this is the negative end, or if you like, current is going to flow in this direction, or wants to flow in that direction. So this thing is a battery. Sometimes you'll see them drawn this way. And there's a reason for that. There's a different circuit schematic or circuit element that has a similar schematic. So by doing the battery doubled up like this, we don't mix it up ever. Next one is a resistor. A resistor doesn't have any kind of directionality to it. I draw this, I don't know, this way. Once in a while I get interesting questions on tests where I've given a resistor that looks like this, and someone will inevitably say, but that's not a resistor, because this one has 4 bumps on each side and a resistor only has 3. There's not a set number of bumps. If that's a question that you had, then now you don't have to ask it. If it's a question that you didn't have, then great. So that's a resistor. A capacitor looks like this, and it looks like a battery. With a battery, we've got a long line and a short line. With a capacitor, we don't. We've got 2 parallel lines. Sometimes on a multimeter, if you're measuring, you will see capacitance looking more like this, a capacitor drawn more like this with a curved line. It's still a capacitor. So that's a capacitor. The battery will pretty much, unless you're going into more electrician type of work, it'll look like this. A capacitor will look like this. It's possible you see this, but capacitor will pretty much always look like this guy on the left. Other circuit elements, so these are the ones that we'll talk about the most. Other circuit elements that you'll see, maybe an inductor. Not going to talk too much about what that is yet. Not going to talk at all about what that is yet. But sometimes it's nice to have everything together in one spot. That's an inductor. This is a diode. This is a switch, so that it can be open like this or closed, and sometimes you'll see a fused switch. Which does have a separate purpose. You will almost certainly not be coming across those in this course or even during something like MCAT study, but it is possible that you are at some point looking at a circuit schematic and you see this thing and wonder, like, what is this? That's what that is. Two more pieces. You might come across something that looks like this. And this is a symbol for ground. And the one other one that you actually might come across looks like this. This is an AC power supply. We also have two different meters that we put into circuits, and they look like this. We have an ammeter, which is used for measuring current. And we have a voltmeter, which is used for measuring potential drop. But that's it. So when I go back to this picture, I can represent this thing without having to have any sort of artistic ability. Like this. I have a battery hooked to a resistor, and we generally draw in schematics our wires as straight lines. That's it. This is the representation of that. It's a lot easier to draw schematics than it is to draw the sketches, and hopefully this saves you some time, and it will certainly save you a whole lot of effort.